that call? Because normally you would wait for the release list, wouldn't you, who we're not going to be renewing. At the end of the statement, it said, my aim is to continue playing and I'm looking for the next challenge. So that's not someone that's decided they're going to hang up their boots. That's someone that's going to be looking at a move away or maybe another big pay deal.
Lots of ways of looking at this one, because I mean, let's face it, for the first year of his 2-year deal, he did nothing. And I think everyone would have been quite happy if he'd left at the start of this season. It should never have come to him getting back in the team. But the players who have played in those sort of positions, the wide midfield and attacking midfielders, have been so bad. And Theo has obviously worked hard, got himself back into contention, and in the main performed pretty well. It's a low bar when you compare to other people, but when you compare the levels of the other people, but he has certainly been, I would say, our best wide player certainly in the second half of the season. So I'm sure that money wouldn't have been the issue. I'm sure he would have signed on for less money. So maybe I'm thinking that now that he's got something lined up already, maybe he's got something in the States or somewhere else, because if he stays in this country, you can't imagine he's going to get a game in the Premier League if he wants.
Well, it would be the Championship, isn't it?
So it'd be the Championship.
So in which case, well, surely you stay where you are.
Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's got something lined up, and it's a decision that he's made himself. And in a way, I hope it is, because it's always nicer to make your own decision than to have it made for you. So no, fair play to him. And I think we've had some bad attitude amongst the players this year, as far as I'm concerned, and he's been one that there's never been a question about his attitude and his desire to do well for the football club. So I think it's a shame that he's not going to be around from that point of view. But as I said last week, we've got to draw a line under this season and move forward with players who want to put a shift in, and so we're not looking at players like we have been this season and saying, and I'm wondering if they're really that bothered. So I'll miss him from that point of view. But I mean, if we stayed up by some miracle, I'd be thinking, yeah, it's time for him to move on. But yeah, I'm slightly disappointed that he's not going to be around next year. But I guess it's not the biggest surprise.